Thank you for selecting Failure-Free Reading. The purpose of this slide presentation is to show you how to teach a failure-free lesson failure-free. Remember the following. 1. Prepare your child or student. 2. Follow the methodology. 3. Make the lessons manageable. I know that for some of you, you're probably scared over the thought of teaching someone how to read. That's okay. Fear is normal. Recognize your importance. Never forget, you are a very important person in your student or child's eyes. He or she wants to impress you. He or she wants you to be proud of them. He or she doesn't want to disappoint you, regardless of how he or she might protest at first. When it comes to reading, no non-reader feels good about him or herself. They're embarrassed. They failed before and probably expect to fail again. They're in need of an immediate attitude adjustment. Fortunately, your child or your student is only minutes away from their first reading success. Set your standard with your child or student. I think that this is just what we've been looking for to help you become a very good reader is a wonderful statement in the beginning. Do not aim too high at first. And tell them, I know great reading won't come overnight. It takes practice, but we have to start somewhere. Let's give it a try. Finally, remember, praise, pride, and confidence are the cornerstones to success. Look for every opportunity to praise from the very beginning with statements such as, I'm so proud of your courage to try something new, or you are fantastic. Watch as he or she starts to develop pride when he or she realizes that someone really cares and wants them to do well. Watch the confidence build as you continue to psychologically pat him or her on the back through the beginning reading process. Always remember that little train philosophy. I think I can, I think I can, I can, I did. Don't ask for too much in the first few lessons. Give them manageable chunks. Let them bask in their initial success. Don't push too fast. Remember, you didn't start out running in this life. You first had to learn how to walk, and you learned how to walk one step at a time. There'll be plenty of time to go faster later. Now that you have a comprehensible and predictable story to teach, how do you present it in the most meaningful fashion? This is where the failure-free reading methodology comes into play. Specific instructional procedure for failure-free reading is as follows. Preview, listen, present, read, review. Fortunately, everything you need to say aloud using the methodology is in the scripted lessons found in the teacher's manual for the story you are about to teach. The preview component consists of setting the stage for your child or student and includes a brief discussion found in the teacher's manual that will prepare him or her for the story you're about to learn how to read. This is a critical part of the process. Never start out cold. As I've said over and over, you have to make sure that you are a language teacher first and reading teacher second. Every action you take is to expand and develop your child or student's language base. Start by explaining. Make sure the stage is set for good reading. Prepare him or her for the central theme or the topic of the story. You want to make sure that your child or student can relate to what the story is about. That's why you must look at every aspect of the story from central theme to vocabulary. Remember, reading is relating. That's why you must look at every aspect of the story. Don't leave anything to chance. Never assume. You must always be positive. Your child or student will feed off of what they see you doing. The more positive you are, the more positive he or she will become. Good teaching is bridging the gap between what your child or student currently knows and what he or she needs to know in order to make sense out of the story. You must help bridge this gap through discussion. You must read aloud for 3 reasons. 1, to start to make him or her familiar with the content. 2, to serve as a model for what good reading sounds like. And 3, to expand vocabulary and knowledge base. Listening comprehension is an excellent predictor of future reading ability. If your child or student understands that part of the story read aloud, he or she will very likely be able to read it with your assistance. The failure-free reading methodology uses 3 kinds of questions to check and enhance your child or student's level of understanding. These questions are factual, inferential, and leading. Factual questions will always begin with who, what, where, and when. Inferential and leading questions are used to increase your student's ability to make meaningful, context-based predictions. That means that your students are not expected to give an exact answer. There is no limit on the number of times your child or student can ask to have you read the story or the passage of the story again. Remember to read with enthusiasm and expression. This is a technique called repeated readings. Now it's your child or student's time to read the sentence or sentences aloud. Do not ask him or her to stop and study each word or use any other word attack procedure. Don't worry if they need repeated assistance. This is just the first step. Fluency will come later. This is our review page. This is the instructional procedure. I hope you agree that it's pretty straightforward and easy to do. Don't be worried, you'll do just fine.